What it do, K Crew? It's your girl Kaya and the crew back with another video. So guys, this is my extension to the whole domestic violence video. And I told you guys I was gonna let you guys know what was going on and all this stuff. And I thought about it, and at first I wasn't gonna actually post the video because I don't know. It's not that I was embarrassed, but you know, I don't know. I thought about it, and then I was like, well, you know, this video could possibly help, you know, other people going through the same thing or whatever. So I had to talk to myself, and myself said post the video. So I don't even know how to start this thing. Where did I start? Alright, so, you know, we didn't have like a physical, what's it called? What do you call it? Abusive, like physically abusive relationship. Because he knew if he put his hands on me, just listen. Okay, whatever. That's neither here nor there. But some people, when you say like domestic violence, they all automatically think of physical abuse, and that's not necessarily the case. You don't never have to be in a physical altercation to be in a domestic violence, to be in a domestic violent relationship. His is more like verbal or like mental, because like he would yell at everything. Like he would get mad over every little thing, like everything. He would start yelling, and I would have to, like, we would argue a lot because like he'll get mad and yell at the kids over little stuff, or like, so that was a lot of like our arguments and stuff over that. Or like he was drinking like all day, every single day he would drink, and it would just make the situation even more worse. He would be like thinking somebody said something and nobody even said anything to him, or he would say something and you would respond and he'd be like, well, what does that mean? Like it was just not healthy at all. Like when it started getting so bad to where I was like, I'm not going to keep going through this. I'm not going to keep letting my kids go through this. You know what I mean? I started like telling him that I didn't want to work it out, blah, blah, blah. So he would try to play like head games. Like even though his mom is sick or whatever and was like in and out of the hospital, he would sit there and do head games. It was like on my daughter's birthday, I didn't want to talk to him. Like I'm trying to spend time with my daughter or whatever, and her sisters or whatever. Like she had a little sleepover, so he would like do stupid stuff. Like he came upstairs and I was doing like their little mani petties or whatever, and he gonna come upstairs and like full blown tears, full blown crying, putting on this whole act, saying how his mom died and all this other stuff, like banging his head on the floor just so I could talk to him. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there staring at him like, are you serious right now? Really? Like, come on, like, they're trying to have fun and you want to sit here acting a fool. And then when I finally, like, sort of gave in, like, I knew he was lying from the get-go. So I was like, well, maybe, you know, maybe she did, you know, pass away or whatever. I should be supportive or whatever the case may be. So as soon as I started to talk to him, he's like, oh, can we talk about us? Can we work on us? Like, are you serious? Really? Like, I thought your mom died. But you wanna talk about us? That makes no sense whatsoever. Like he just to be playing head games and very, very accusatory. Like he used to be accusing me of everything under the sun. Everything. Like, dude, all I do is go to work, come home, be with the kids, like, but I'm cheating on you? Really? Like he went to work one night. And put on this whole show. Like, because I know some people who work on his job with him or whatever, and he would put on this whole freaking show. He was crying, like balled up on his work site, like at work. Oh, my wife is cheating on me. I can't take it. Like, you crying, and just to get pity. Like, for people to sit there and be like, oh man, I'm sorry you going through that. Or you could go home just for you to come home and argue. Like, bruh, I work 12-hour shifts at the hospital. I didn't need you to come home and for me to come home from work and you be arguing at all. Nobody wants to go through that. So I just want to, I'm not even going to go through the whole thing because it's way more than that. It's just, that's just like a little bit of what I was going through. But I just want to let y'all know, if you're going through any kind of domestic violent situations, just remove yourself from that situation because it's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. And for the people who are in relationships where their partner is beating on them, definitely, without a doubt, remove yourself from that situation, because if they hit you one time, they're going to hit you again. And I don't care how many times they say I'm sorry or it'll never happen again or any of that kind of stuff, they're going to do it again. Because growing up, my mom was in a relationship where her boyfriend was hitting on her, and I don't care how many times he said that he was sorry or he wouldn't hit her again, it always was the case. He either got mad at something stupid and hit her again, or whatever the case may be. Just make sure you remove yourself from that situation and make sure you have a very supportive people behind you, because it makes it easier. It definitely makes it easier for you to get away from the situation that you're in. If you have somebody who has your back, or has somebody, or have a support system behind you, because it helps. It helps. And like I said before, it doesn't have to be with a physical abuse. It could be verbal. It could be a mental. It could be any type of, any type of other abuse. It doesn't have to be physical. So, mental, verbal, all that abuse is still under domestic violence. So you guys just make sure you be aware of what you're getting yourself into, and make sure you know that person before you take it steps further, like I did in getting married. And I feel like, you know what, I just want to say this. In a lot of situations, whether it's a man and a woman and they're in a relationship and marriage comes up, it's funny because it's usually the female who's always like pressing to want to get married or ready to, But in this situation, I wasn't the one that was in a rush to get married. I feel like I was guilted into getting married. He's like, oh, well, if I kept telling him, well, while we can wait, like, I wasn't ready to get married. I seen some red flags went up, but I did love him or whatever. But I feel like he was like, oh, if you say you love me, do you marry me? If you don't marry me, then I guess you don't really love me. You rather be with somebody else than me. Like, that's how I felt like I was guilted into getting married. I wasn't the one saying, oh, we should get married, we should get married, we should get married. I was the one, like, putting it off. Oh, well, why don't we wait a little while? Or, he was trying to set dates like, oh, like my birthday was like right around. Oh, well, why don't we get married on your birthday? Or just like, it was just too much. And then I did tell y'all I was going to tell y'all about the restraining order. So, yes, I do have a restraining order on him because I do have a license to carry firearms, and I do have 2 firearms. And the night that everything happened, where I had to call the cops on him and everything, he told me that he was going to kill me in front of my kids, like, and they were crying, and it just got too much. So that whole situation happened, and then the very next day, like, the cops picked him up. He went to county for, I guess, overnight. The next morning, I filed for a restraining order, and then when I got home, he was home. I called the cops, and they came and served him with the restraining order, and I had left. I wasn't at the house when they served him. They never got the stuff they were supposed to. I don't know. I'm not going to say whatever, because I don't know exactly how it went down, but apparently he broke into my safe. He stole my firearms. So, like I said, if somebody's threatening you, like I had to have security. I had to like my job have security. I had to go talk to my kid's school. Like it's a lot and it's too much. So like I said, you know what? If you guys want me to get into full detail on every single thing that happened, every single thing that went down, you guys make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe. Press that red bell button. It don't cost you nothing. Just press the red bell button. And I'm going to get into every single nitty-gritty detail of this whole situation and everything that's went down, everything that happened, everything that was said. All this, okay? So I'm gonna just stop it right here because it's a lot. It's a lot. Trust and believe me, it's a lot. All right, so I'll talk to you guys later. See you in the next video. Bye.